Shadow, the edgiest, the darkest, the coolest hedgehog on, Earth. Yeah, Earth. He's so cool, he thinks rings are a thing of the past. Who needs rings anyways, right? Greatest idea of all time. Welcome to my Shadow Generations Minimum Ring Challenge.
Hey, don't you mean no ring challenge? I thought you said, who needs rings? Am I right? Hey, why are you doing that? Ah!
Alright, so as I was saying, welcome to my Shadow Generations Minimum Ring Challenge. The goal is to beat the game with as little rings as possible. That doesn't sound too bad, but the time that it took to complete was, well, it wasn't too long, but some stages truly put my ability to the test. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into the rules. Do not collect rings unless absolutely necessary. Doom wings are allowed at the end of the game. Damn, that's all I got. Oh yeah. Do not get hit. Optional if you suck.
Who wrote this?
You did, sir.
I'll be doing the video in sections. The sections being stages and bosses, then I'm going to do challenge stages, then I'm going to do the final act. Only because, like, it's kind of easier that way. I don't know, I just want to do it. Leave a comment and guess how many rings you think will be the total, the grand total at the end of this. And you can win a special prize. Stay till the end of the video to find out what the special prize is. Anyways, let's get into it. Our first stage of the list of stages, we have the Space Colony Arc Act 1. This stage was quite easy. It actually gave me a lot of hope for the challenge. I did have to do a pretty difficult trick in the Doom section, but other than that, it was pretty simple. 0 rings added to the total. Then Act 2 had to ruin it. Right in the beginning, we have an automated section forcing us onto a zip line that gives us 5 rings. Like, that's not that bad, until you see the trick I had to pull off to continue. Just look at this. That jump was as precise as it gets. I promise. The actual good thing is that the challenge showed me some cool tricks. Did you know that you can still hit the pole when Shadow's not supposed to by stomping close to the tip? And the 5 rings was just the beginning. Shadow sprouted wings and topped up my rings to 50. Like, what? And to show how cool he is, he forced me to pick up 10 more rings at this loop, and then 5 more rings at another automated path at the end. What a guy. Shadow then has a midlife crisis, unlocks 1% of his brain, and can now shoot 5 spears at once. Yay!
Ooh, Rail Canyon. This is another pretty bad one. I did the best I can, but there's just too many forced rings. First, when hitting the spring and grinding the rails, I gotta jump as soon as possible to only collect 3 rings. Then, the skydiving section right here, it gives me 6 rings. Then the rail right after, it gives me 9 rings. And to really rail into my canyon, good one, I get 5 from this dash ring, and I'm forced to grind this rail that gives me 15 more rings.
It's silly, nigga. Just do this. Hey, my remote. What? So I only need 3 rings? Oh yeah. Thanks, guy. Also, how do you get into my house? Oh damn, I really like that controller.
Well, just when I thought things couldn't get any harder, I run into this stage. Hours of work just to make the count lower. Not 0, but lower. First, just a big F your challenge by making me grab the first ring. I literally have no control until I pick it up, and add an unlucky 13 ring loop followed by a possible frame perfect
It's probably not
jump
perfect.
to get 4 instead of 5 rings. Then I have to thread the needle twice, followed by another frame perfect
It's
to
probably not frame
grab
perfect.
only 1 ring, and get ready for the finale, a blind jump to cross 30 rings. Like, what? Luckily, through my skill alone, I was able to prove the 30 ring jump possible and end the stage only collecting 19 rings.
Yes,
So
I
that's
did
pretty good.
it!
Shadow then relives some of the past trauma from '06 and remembers the cool moves that he had and tries it out on the cameraman. Epic. Now for our first boss. Honestly, I really like the music for this boss, and I really like this boss. He is very easy, he could be cheesed, and unfortunately, he does give forced rings, but every boss does, so it's cool, I guess. Hitting his weak points rewards us with some rings adding to our total. Be careful not to Chaos Spear the purple balls. They will give rings for destroying them. And with that, the previous Ultimate Light form has been proven to be a fraud. So, Shadow will carry the title. Shadow then encounters his father and then do some father-son bonding. Then Shadow is almost consumed by the symbiote, but bends it to his will and makes a surfboard. What? Kingdom Valley Act 1. One of the biggest stages and one of the best in the game. I actually recommend you guys try this one. It was really fun finding the route to complete this ring list, and there weren't even too many hard tricks. Just make sure to take the top path of the surfing area here, or you'll be forced to collect some rings at the bottom. Then, the speedrun skip across this huge gap, and the last hard part if you want to call it that, is this rail section. Jump to the rail on the side, and then jump off, and then get right back on that junk. 0 rings to the counter. Act 2, another amazing stage. Unfortunately, there's a whole lot of rings. In this stage, the biggest threat is the 14 at the beginning, then it forces 5 on the spring, and then you can skip this first ring, but you have to collect the rest because it's automated. Now, the first crazy jump. I thought I had to collect all these, but no, you only need 1. So beautiful. But then you gotta collect all these for the wall jump. Then after the climb, it forces another 5 rings, and then here's the next crazy jump. I haven't gotten a perfect attempt on this yet, but if I did, that's another 1 or 2 rings only. Then the final section forces a 24 bag on your body, 4 on the rope, and then 5 on the final spring. The ending total comes out to around like 83-ish.
But sir, it clearly says 84 rings. Apologies.
Sunset Heights Act 1. Honestly, I don't know what to say about this one. After the dash rings, I have to jump immediately so I can avoid a ring. Then I have to collect 15 from the zip line. Then the Doom section forces 15 more. Then I have to make this very precise jump and take damage to not collect any rings from these rails. Unfortunately, I must collect these 12 at the end, so damn. Act 2 starts off similar to Kingdom Valley, but the surfing kinda sucks. What? Okay, so Shadow just decides to believe in me and doesn't sometimes. You have to collect the first 5, and randomly because Shadow believes in the challenge, all of a sudden you can avoid the next set of 5. Absolutely insane. Anyways, further into the stage, I barely dodge these rings because of a perfectly placed invisible roof. Then I take the top path in Chaos Control so I can go through the water without being pushed up. But I must stomp and collect these rings. Then taking the top path here gives 4 rings, and after avoiding these rings, taking the other top path here also gives me a ring. And then at the end, the surfing section forces me to get 10 more rings. So damn. Oh wow, we're already on the next boss. This has to be the worst boss in the game. Maybe it's just because I suck, but I can say this one is just bad. First, challenge-wise, it's okay, but phase 2 is terrible, and this ramp just doesn't work. You gotta jump before you get to it to use it. And in phase 2, you have to damage boost to win. I don't even know what happens if you don't beat him after the damage boosting. I feel like it's game over for a young minimalist like myself. Regardless, there's only 12 rings in this stage, so that's good. Shadow then meets up with his other father and cousin.
You know, him and Eggman actually have a striking resemblance.
Dumbass!
Who said that?
Don't look at me.
I have a gun.
And I bet you don't know how to use it, bitch.
I bet.
Shadow was then consumed by Venom and Carnage to create the deadliest squid? Like, what are these niggas thinking? No, bruh, stop with the yays, bruh. That drink sucks. Chaos Island Act 1 is another good stage. We gotta collect some rings in the beginning, and there's this one zip line that gives 10 rings. Then the coolest part of the run is this rail section. It did take me a few tries, but I got it. And unfortunately, at the end, they still give you some rings. So, damn. Yeah, Act 2 was alright. It was very difficult trying to do it all in one take, but persistence is key. No rings in the beginning, but you're forced to collect these rings when you're dropping down these pits. And then, when you go up the wall, you may be able to jump to the right and do the same trick I did to skip 2 rings, but I didn't, so my run finished with 50 rings, because this ending section forces 30 rings on an automated track. So crazy. Shadow then tried to rizz up the Huz with one of the emeralds that he found, but he clearly does not know what he's doing. Best boss in the game, hands down.
Damn it.
I beat his ass, and I had to make sure that phase 1 was instantly transitioned into phase 2. The reason is because the minions that he spawns, when you chaos spear them, they give you a ring. And I had to collect 15 rings. So, skipping it only forces me to get 10 rings from his clones right at the end. Congratulations! You've arrived at the Blitz round. I'm your host, Crafting, and today's game will be guessing the amount of rings for all the challenge stages. Your goal is to guess the amount of rings as each stage pops up on screen. If you can guess them all correctly, you will win that special prize that we were talking about at the beginning of the video. Alright. I know you're excited, but are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Thank you so much for playing. How do you think you did? I think I did pretty well. Nah, how about those prizes? That's great. Alright, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programs. You know what? I don't think there's any prizes at all.
Well, sir, you're talking to a screen. He can't hear you.
You're fired.
Well, damn. The final phase has begun. I lost my right-hand man, and now I'm gonna have to finish the game alone with you guys. Let's do this. Shadow says one last goodbye to his family before the big fight. Then, Venom attempts to take control of Shadow's mind, but he overcomes it, and he creates wings this time. Okay, you can say yay to this one. That's pretty cool. Surprisingly, this is the only time you're forced to get rings in the hub. That's one of the reasons I didn't show it. But after you get the Doom Wings, they give you 50 rings, and you have to complete the obstacle course. Luckily, we had enough rings to make it, because the path has a lot. You need the wings at the end, so if I missed it, I would have had to collect another 50 rings. Other than that, you only get that 5 on the spring, and you have to do this squid part, and it gives you 1. So that's 56 added to our total. Not that bad. The final act begins with the familiar sight. If you've ever played Adventure 2, this is probably the best stage in the game for you. And it kinda sucks. Not design-wise. It's very cool in that aspect. But for the challenge, we make well over 50 rings here. First is from the zip line, right? It gives me 5 rings. Then you gotta flip off the pole. That gives another 5 rings. But those don't even matter, because once you get to the top of the building, you get the wings again and you go straight to 50. Honestly, I think the wings definitely save some rings because they skip a whole lot of the stage. But regardless, I still have to take this zip line that gives me 7 more rings, and then after you get to the wall sliding part, you gotta jump so you can avoid collecting 5. I don't do it in the clip, but you can get 4 from that jump. Then you hit the rail, and then it gives you 21 more rings. That's a lot. Oh my goodness. And just to seal the deal, to finish the game off, you get another 10 after hitting the spring. And that's the end of Act 1. It's not that bad, but I mean, it's something. And now for the last act in the game. Already off to a bad start, having to pick up 18 coins off rip. Then this spring sends me right into an automated path, giving me 12 more rings. Then this dash ring puts me into a 10 pack. It hits me with a combo. A 10 pack and then 29 more rings. That's crazy. Then, even though I skipped a lot of it, this ramp gives me 44 extra rings. Like, wow. And then this spiral section at the end gives another 20 bucks. And then this last spring gives 25 rings. So our total is about 158. Damn.
Oh. Yo. Yo, you need some help? Is this the guy who took my controller? I hacked your console. I got you.
A little bit of maneuvering. Just jump around that edge and then do some of this. That's cleared. Oh, in that section, you could just fly right past it. Honestly, I don't know why you took the normal way. You could just fly right past it. Right here, you could do a little bit of a skip and then fly across, and you were good.
So you're saying that I only need 85 rings for the stage? Why does he always... Bro, why he keep doing this?
Well, I can't pull it off myself, but if my math is correct, you only need 85 rings to complete Act 2. That's a lot better than 158, so I'm sticking with it. Now, for the final boss. I can't believe we're here, honestly. This jump was difficult. Like, all the work I put in, oh my goodness. But it was actually quite easy. You're forced to collect some rings, but it's not that bad. You got that little bit in the beginning, and then you got this next one right here. So you finish phase 1 and 2 with 10 rings. Honestly, it's really great. Unfortunately, the ending did mess with us a little bit. They gave us 100 rings at the beginning. That's good, but like crazy. And then they force us with only 10 more rings. And that's it. That's all we got. What a way to end it. It's absolutely amazing. The challenge, it was like a 50-50. I liked it. I didn't. It was all over the place, honestly. But to not waste any more of your time while we watch a little bit of this final cutscene, I'm gonna get your special prize. You remember the special prize? Yeah. Wow. Here it is. No, actually though, there is no special prize. Damn, I got him. I got you. You should see the look on your face. But truly though, let me just back to the story. Finish it off before I get out of here. Shadow actually says goodbye to his people. They're not supposed to be in this time, and he doesn't want to see them go. It's the lighthearted, good story stuff. But anyways, to actually close it off, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me your favorite part, and let me know if you want to keep seeing stuff like this. And well, I'll see you guys in the next video.